M? Come in, M.
Reading you loud and clear, Agent. Go ahead.
What did I say about getting me in tricky situations like this?
Like what? This is a pretty standard slash and burn.
Slash and... wait, what?
Slash and grab, I mean. Sorry, I was doing some gardening over the weekend and I got confused.
M, maybe it's time you think about retiring.
Turn my position over to who? Q?
I swear this thing was working yesterday.
Well, obviously not, but recently I thought that Agent Prime might be ready to pull out of field duty. Is that so, Mr. Bond?
Everything okay there, Agent?
Prime is the f***ing bad guy.
The bad guy? We don't deal with such abstract terms here at M.
Should have known it was you all along. Yeah, like, duh.
Growing up in the 90s, I was mostly exposed to the Pierce Brosnan Bond. Of course, I hold a special reverence and respect for Sir Sean Connery, and a little bit for Roger Moore, a little bit less for Timothy Dalton. But honestly, I think that Daniel Craig is an amazing Bond.
It's gone.
You both know what's at stake here.
And not only is this film one of the best reviewed Bond films to date, it is one of the best reviewed films of this entire year. And I'm really excited for the re-edition of the Q character.
I'm your quartermaster.
You must be joking.
Author PPKS 9mm short. It's been coded to your palm print so only you can fire it. Less of a random killing machine, more of a personal statement.
I mean, not that I don't love him, but John Cleese was a strange casting choice for that role.
So, this is where they keep the old relics then, eh?
Skyfall is now playing in many countries and will be released throughout the rest of the world through November.
I am a huge fan of NBC's The Voice reality competition show. If you haven't yet heard me and my friend Chris talk about it at length, check out our most recent Voice recap episode here. Not only am I a fan of the show, I'm also a fan of its coaches, particularly Christina Aguilera. Okay, maybe a little bit more so when she was younger, but she's got a new album out, blah 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 blah, and she recently appeared on Jimmy Fallon's late night show. Earlier this year, Jimmy Fallon's house band The Roots did a great adaptation of Call Me Maybe, and as annoying as that song has become, you can't help but just love this version. And now they've done the same thing with Christina Aguilera's new single, Your Body. I think the best thing about this video is probably how Jimmy catches Christina completely off guard. As previously mentioned, I am a child of the 90s, and therefore the show Boy Meets World owns a special place in my heart.
When this boy meets world.
In fact, Cosby Sweater, where is your Boy Meets World song? The trials and tribulations of Corey Matthews and Topanga. You've never seen Boy Meets World? Yeah, there's a character named Topanga. Shut up, it was the 90s. Anyway, the Disney Channel has rekindled its interest in the franchise and is considering launching a spin-off called Girl Meets World. The show would focus on Corey and Topanga's daughter, and there are rumors that they are interested in getting as many of the original cast members to return as possible, including I don't know why, but the Feeny joke just never got old. Cue angry commenter, oh, I hate the Feeny joke. For some reason, the next thing this week I feel might hold a special interest in the Charmies' hearts. It must be because it's the perfect blend of technology and silly. It's the Skittles sorting machine. This one-of-a-kind machine was developed by an electrical engineer, and you go ahead and try and pronounce his last name. The machine attributes a red, blue, and yellow color value to the Skittle in its chamber, and then dumps the graded Skittle into the correct bowl. Before you ask, yes, it can work with other small, colored, round candy, because it just assigns a value 0 through 255 for red, blue, and yellow, and then puts it in the appropriate bowl. Trust me, it makes sense. It all works. For a long time when I was a teenager, and it may had something to do with the band Relient K, I was a huge fan of Skittles. Like, huge fan of Skittles. Like, I ate so many Skittles that I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in my body I were still digesting some of them. Ew. I know, sorry. Finally, last thing this week, let's get serious, kids. This week, something incredibly important happened, something that could determine the future of mankind, something that could change the entire direction of this country. No, I'm not talking about Halo 4, but fuck, this game is good, right? I'm talking about the fucking presidential election. And I'm talking about the fact that Nate Silver's political blog, 538, correctly predicted the outcome in 50 out of 50 states. In the link dump, I am including a link to this video produced by CBS News that documents the process of collecting statistics and assigning predictability to elections since the 1950s.
This is the face of a UNIVAC.
Laughable now, groundbreaking then.
UNIVAC, can you tell us what your prediction is now on the basis of the returns that we've had so far?
It's fascinating, and I'm going to use the same analogy they do. Think Moneyball. The problem with political punditry is that it allows human error and opinion to seep into the process. But when you just look at the numbers, the story that is there to be told can often be very different.
We have him as a 75% favorite, roughly, almost an 80% favorite, in fact, to win in the Electoral College.
In the days leading up to the election, Nate rose the probability of the president winning a re-election to over 85%. If I were a betting man, and I'm not, really, I'm not, those are stakes that I could get behind. Over 85%?
You're absolutely convinced that Obama is going to win the Electoral College vote?
Oh, no. I'm convinced that if offered even money, I would be happy to bet on Obama. I would need, a pretty good price to bet on Romney. That 2-to-1 wouldn't do it for me. 3-to-1 might.
Holy shit! Romney didn't stand a chance. Despite his detractors, Silver was right not just about the popular vote, but about every single state's outcome in the Electoral College. That's amazing. So congratulations to Nate and the triumph of the data nerds. And Carter, I'm talking about you too, bud. That does it for 5 Things this week. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at shawnvmartin. Tune into the 5 Things podcast this weekend where we'll be catching up on Season 2 of Homeland. Los Blancos necesitan Homeland. Make sure you like, comment on, and share this video, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching this week, guys. Seriously, could you make sure that you hit that like button? Like, please? Like, when I don't tell you to do it, you really don't do it. Could you please do it? Last week, people were really off base on what my desktop background was. And maybe that's my own fault. It is a lot of blur back there. Anyway, it was Neuschwanstein Castle, which is the most photographed building in the entire country of Germany. I have included an awesome HD video in the link dump you should check out. Also, I gotta thank my good friend, Bob Byler, for coming over here and helping me shoot the intro. Thanks a lot, buddy. Also, when I told you about the castle in the background, I think I told you it was the oldest castle. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, take a good long look at the background this week. What do you think it is? Here, hold on a second. I'll give you a better shot. Ta-da! It's been another week of being way too busy to think about doing anything except playing Halo 4. But you can check out last week's podcast where we talked about Paranormal Activity 1 through 4. And the next part of SVM and Azeroth has been filmed. I just need to get my act together and edit it. So you can look forward to that probably sometime next week. Follow me on my news channel for more regular updates, and I'll see you around. Thanks for watching. Screen and sound test. Check focus, Sean. Last week's entire episode is out of focus. Glad no one noticed, though.
Damn this lens. It's looking good.
Okay. I'm gonna stop right at that leaf. I'm gonna, like, slam into the wall.
Oh, okay.
This way.
Have your neighbors ever said anything to you?
I don't normally record outside that often.
Oh, true. Fair enough.
Oh, I want Sean to fire at the end of that. Okay, so, okay, cool.
Oh, we want to.
Does it still look okay?
No, you're blacked out like
It's
completely.
too washed out.
Here, I'll show you.
Okay, so the light stays on. That's fine. Are you still recording?
Mm-hmm.
What did I say about losing my ammunition? We'll just leave that down there. What did I say about getting me in tricky situations like this?
Pew 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 pew.
I'm gonna use that. Prime is the f***ing bad guy.
I can't even hear you swear anymore. In my head, it's just.
I thought that when I went to see Jon Stewart, all of a sudden I was like, oh, he's really swearing.
And turn my position over to who? Q? Not now, kitty. The universe is telling me to be an actor.